Sony says the PS5 is the most successful PlayStation generation ever. With making $136 billion in sales so far. That is absolutely bananas, if you ask me. That is wild. So let's talk about it. Let's see what the community has to say about this news, because you know there's going to be two sides to every coin. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon on Blaze2K. Check the links down below in the video description for some cool tech and PS5 related stuff. PSVR 2 is amazing, as well as PlayStation Portal. You'll find some cool stuff down there. But yeah, totally agree with IGN. Money talks. So Sony's called the PS5 its most financially successful console generation to date, and this was revealed by Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Hideaki Nishino during his recent keynote speech delivered in Japanese at the Tokyo Game Show, of all places. And according to Nishino's presentation, Sony Game and Network Services division, which includes Sony Interactive Entertainment, has generated $136 billion in sales during the PS5 generation so far, 2020 onwards. This surpasses sales made during the reign of all previous Sony consoles, making the PS5 the most successful generation to date. In comparison, G and NS made $107 billion from 2013 to 2019, aka the PS4 generation. The graph revealed that over the past 31 years since the original PS1 launch, each subsequent console generation has brought in more money than the last. For reference, sales during the PS5 lifecycle were $71 billion, which nothing to scoff at either. The PS2 supposedly made $44 billion and the PS1 $21 billion. Now, if you account for inflation, I mean, you know, $71 billion for the PS3, I'm sure it's close to $107 billion now, if you include interest. But yeah, it's worth noting that Sony clarified that the revenue figures are based on the average US dollar-yen exchange rate during each console era, and accounting for standards transition from US GAAP and IFRS after 2020. It should be emphasized that these revenue figures encompass sales across the entire gaming and network services business during the time periods in question, so that huge $136 billion in sales during the PS5 gen will include money that Sony continues to make from PS4 hardware and software. Okay, so that's kind of that's kind of a little bit weird for them to brag about the PS5 success when they're still including PS4 revenue. Not that there's much PS4 revenue, to be fair, maybe that's why. Obviously, this generation we've seen its price hike, PS5's price hike, and its accessories prices be hiked because of tariffs and whatnot, with Sony often citing the challenging economic environment among the reasons. Most recently in August, PS5 consoles got a $50 price bump in the US, and despite the backlash that these increases have generated, it seems that the PS5 is continuing to pick up new users. According to Sony's most recent sales data, PS5 consoles have sold an estimated combined total of over 80.3 million units worldwide. However, total PS4 unit sales still outnumber this at 117.2 million. They said, quote unquote, "We think that PlayStation is not only the hardware, not only the games, but the overall package, the overall experience," explained Nishino, who went on to describe PlayStation as an ecosystem that connects players and creators. In his keynote speech, also covered in detail how the PlayStation Store had continued to evolve since its initial launch alongside the PS3 back in 2006. With the evolution of the store, we have continued to push the limits of play, Nishino noted. We strive to be the best place for players to play and for creators to publish. And again, here's Jeff Keighley showing the presentation, right? $136 billion. My goodness. Nishino-san says PlayStation 5 is the most successful gen in PlayStation history. Not a surprise. Now, obviously, I think a big part of the success is just the fact that they basically cut out the middleman. There's game stores are no longer really a thing. I mean, who goes to games? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing people that collect physical games. I love physical games. But let's be honest, game stores, physical game stores and physical games and production for physical games just aren't really mainstream anymore. Most people are just downloading digital. I mean, it's kind of nice being able to preload your game a week before the game comes out and then have it ready to go the second it goes live at midnight on the day of launch. I mean, that's pretty neat. And we're seeing that become more and more the norm. Obviously, as a PC gamer myself, I've been used to that for Steam for years. Dare I say decades? No, well, over a decade, yeah. At least over a decade, I've been used to doing that on PC with Steam. So it's not new to me, and actually, I kind of prefer it. I like being able to switch between games without having to worry about changing cartridges and CDs and stuff like that. But I do enjoy the owning something physical, right? I think that's something. I mean, that's the reason why vinyl records have really taken off in recent years. But yeah, I think a big part of their success and their increase in revenues is just because they've cut out the middleman. They're taking a bigger profit than ever before and a bigger cut of game sales from their own store. And that's probably why, right? We're seeing more stuff going digital, and it means more money for them ultimately. Anyways, IGN asks, what of the future? We're nearly 5 years into the current life cycle for Microsoft and Sony, that is, and so it perhaps is inevitable that credible rumors around what both companies have up their sleeves in terms of hardware are ramping up. The latest rumor suggests Sony plans to follow the PS5 with a PS6 handheld as well as a traditional home console. So we're going to talk about that in future videos, and if you want to stay up to date on PS5, PS6 handhelds, which I am super excited for, as you know, I'm a massive handheld gamer myself, please like, subscribe, click the bell icon, check the links in the video description, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day, and come join me every day at 1 PM on stream on YouTube and Twitch. Links down below. Peace. Bye.